What's up, guys? Hold on, let me see if I can set up our YouTube link. YouTube. All right, I just got it set up. What's up, guys? What's going on, Java? Hungry? Patron? How you doing, man? Trigger. What's going on, guys? It's pretty crazy day today. Market finally really green. Some of the plays really working out for us. Let's check out the market bubble first. Wait, can you guys hear me? Because I'm using this. We're using something else to stream now. We're using WeStream. It's like a whole different program, but it doesn't show like, it's not like Twitch, where Twitch shows like when your volume bar is going up and down. So I wasn't sure if it was working or not. But it's a pretty good day today. Etsy is up. Etsy having a nice reversal, up about 3%. And Phase Energy, CSX. Wow, huge move there. ICE, which is Intercontinental Exchange. Then some of the biggest losers today was Electronic Arts, which is kind of reasonable. We called it from like a few days ago. It has such a nice run, such a reversal to the upside. It was bound to come down a little bit, right? But I mean, who knew it was going to come down 7%? But what goes up fast must come down fast too. Hawaiian beef trolling. Good one, good one. ABG Hunter. What's up? Moderna also down a lot today. 8%, man. Negative 8%. Closed under that 305 level that I was talking about. So kind of coming back into that bearish territory, man, that I was talking about last night. I was like, if we can stay above it, we would be bullish. But if we come under it, it's hella bearish. So it's looking like that right now. Some of the other stuff that are pretty beat up are Seagate. Some of the energy sector stuff finally starting to reversal. So this could be a good short for a lot of the energy stocks. This is the time. Yeah, CEI, right? But check out Pepsi today. Made a big move. I don't know if you guys were here last night when I was talking about Pepsi. I was extremely bullish on it because we looked over that morning earnings report and I was like, yo, it's like makes no sense for Pepsi to be at 150, $1 or whatever it was yesterday. Like it made no sense where it was at. So finally had a big candle move today, up $3.66 today. I mean, for Pepsi, that's a big move because like we're talking about a stock that moves like 50 cents a dollar a day, right? So $3 move is pretty wide. Hopefully we get to see that continuation and make that run back to like 160s. Hey, what's up, Frank? We're currently streaming on 3 different platforms right now. So we have people that are talking on Twitch. We have people that talk, and then you're talking on YouTube. I don't think I see like Twitter people though. Deep into the 200s on MRMA? That is wild. Oh God, man. Jesus. My man is sniping. Word. That's what you call beating a dead cat. So Pepsi with that nice move to the upside. Hopefully we see like something around 157 range to 158 next. That would be extremely happy, man, honestly. But I don't even know if I have any position left. I might have to check my account. Because I know I set a bunch of orders to sell around 155, so I don't know if they trigger or not, but I have a bunch of orders set over there because I was just looking for that move from 151 to 155, and I was looking for an ER run, but market was so bearish we didn't even get that ER run over here. We just got a lot of downtrend, and then they came out with that earning, and the earning was so good. It was really amazing. I talked about it in yesterday's stream, and now we're finally having that nice reversal. The other thing that played out really good was Affirm, AFRM holding. We talked about this like probably like, oh man, talked about this like a month ago, yo. Yeah, CG2K. You didn't see it? You missed the call out on Pepsi? Oh man. But we talked about Affirm like a while ago too. I think it was a few of us that was here. I think it was like Fiat World and like Kevin123. We were talking about it, and and we're speculating that earning. We played the lotto, big move, and then it's been like moving up, coming back down to this trend line. So you see over here, here, and here. The other day, man, we hit that 106. Oh, ooh, that was a big, sexy move. Hit that 106 and moved all the way back to 137, 138. So the reason, and we speculate that it was eventually going to come back to that area, mainly because the fact that an IPO and when the IPO, this was one of the highest price to hit around that range. So now, from January 21st, from January of, early this year to now, they have grown even more, right? And they locked down that huge Amazon partnership, and that was something that was huge for them. So if they didn't come back to all-time high after locking one of the biggest partnership ever, I don't know where else they could go from there. I don't know where else they would go, man. Right? It would be downhill if they didn't hit all-time high from locking like one of the biggest membership ever for them. Partnership ever for them. So there's that. Let's look at some of the earnings today. Levi, we had Levi today. Somebody said Levi was spiking. Let's see how the earning was. So Levi earnings per share is 48 cents as opposed to 37 cents. Sales is 1.5 billion as opposed to 1.48. They raised their guidance from $1.29. So initially they said their full year 21 guidance was going to be $1.29 to 133 range. Now they're raising it from 133 to 145 range as opposed to estimate of 133. So this quarter, obviously they blew out the water. So they expect next quarter to be just as good still. Q4, they're looking at 38 cents to 40 cents as opposed to 39 cents. Looking at net sales growth of about 21% year over year. That's pretty nice. Levi. Levi. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on like. Let's Google it. How to pronounce
Levi Strauss.
Levi Strauss. Did I say it wrong? But it's pretty bullish. They raised their guidance. Full year net growth 20%. Let's look at the stock compared to last year. So last year, stock was trading around $15, pretty low. And now we had a big move up. You know, now we have a big move up, 24. It even hit 30 at some point. IPO'd around $20. So let's say IPO around $20. They see a 20% growth year over year. That's like $4, right? $2 plus $2, $4. So pretty in line with where they're at right now, honestly. At that $24 range. What else do we have today? We have this other random company that reported earnings as well. RGP. Earnings per share is 43 cents as opposed to 25 cents. Sales at 183 as opposed to 175. 200% increase compared to last year. What? Wow. That's pretty crazy. 24% increase in sales compared to last year. Doing pretty good there. TTD, let's take a look at it for today. I gotta check that. I gotta check the whole play on that. What? Today is the 6th. TTD. Trading at 68 right now, pretty low. Still got a lot more room to go. Let me check if we had any interesting earning this morning. Nothing important this morning. Let's check that out. Let's look into TTD. I want to see if there's any flows on it first. Hey, what's up, CP? Yes, Beyond Meat is actually in my range at the $120. I was actually just looking at that today too. Glad you bought that up. You've been keeping track, man. Keeping track. Must be on your watch list. I was just contemplating about starting a play on it around like 3 o'clock, but I didn't want to get overexposure because I already have too much plays running, and I didn't want to run any more plays on it. But I might start something tomorrow because I probably freed up some cash flow today. So I gotta check because I didn't really look at the account too much. I would just wanted to see SPY break out. So it was just kind of a day where I was just kind of chilling and you know, seeing where things are. What's up, Nasty Nate? What's up, Kip? Oh yeah, been a rough couple days. So TTD had a sweep today actually. On the call side, January 21st, $70 calls. Sweep for $7.10. That means they're looking for break even of 77, man. That's a pretty big move to the upside. People also sold puts as well for October 15, which means that they didn't think it was going to break under $60. So this was a premium. Stocks more volatile than crypto? Were for sure. That's true, nasty mate. Actually, throughout the last 2 weeks, my account's been getting pretty beat up. Like I got wrecked a little bit on the stock side, but on the crypto side though, I've been extremely blessed, man. Like low key, crypto has been killing it, yo. Like crypto has been like a lifesaver. I don't know how many other you guys in like invest in crypto, but damn, last 2 weeks that big move from Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, Papa bless. Yeah, Spy's making a nice move up, man. I was kidding around in options chat too. I was like, this is it. This it. I don't know if you guys saw that. Let me see if I find it. So, so this was a little bit early. I was just kidding around, like 2:33. I was like, this is it. This is it. We breaking through, man. So that was today. We were at, where were we? Let me see. That was today when we were at like 4:33 on Spy, and we tested that range like multiple times already, right? We tested the bottom range 3 times. We tested the up range twice. So this was gonna be the third test. I was pretty confident we were gonna break through because this one thing. What's up, RB Nickel? So the one reason I thought Spy was gonna break through to the upside, um, I was more confident that I was gonna break through today than all the other days. Was the fact that it was let me see if I find it. So it was the fact of this. So I saw on my indicator that we had just started the crossover and we're still relatively low on, we haven't peaked the top yet like we did yesterday. Yesterday we had already peaked the top here. So we're still pretty relatively low. That means we got more room to go. So I speculate that we can at least touch that 436 area. Then money flow started coming back in again, but it's a little bit more intense today than it was yesterday, where yesterday was like a little bit slower. So, eventually, like if we keep testing the resistance, we're most likely gonna break it. But if we keep testing the support as well, the more time we test it, the more likely we're gonna break that as well. But so far, I'm leaning a little bit to the upside, strictly because of the fact that we have the low here on that day, and then we have the low here yesterday, right? And then we have the low here today, and we've been getting higher lows on each day. So that means that like the market is more bullish in that sense because we're getting higher lows, and like if we keep getting higher lows and we can break up to get higher highs, that's gonna be extremely bullish. So that's the reason behind that. But let's look at TTD. So I'm surprised TTD hasn't made that move yet. You know how I usually said, usually if market is pretty bullish, TTD is gonna move up. But as you can see, it kind of respected this resistance over here around 69.50ish pretty well. I think that was yesterday where it tested that resistance. Actually, no, today. It tested the resistance today. Had a little struggle to break through because that's the $69 area. So I think tomorrow, we could potentially see a gap over that resistance, and if we can gap over it, that wouldn't be a resistance anymore. It would be a support. So if we can gap over it, maybe we back test and we'll come back and test like 71 and then 74. That would be the ideal range in TTD, especially if the market starts running. This thing runs really similar to the market. You can see if here, like we're looking at the 48-minute chart. Let me pull up 48-minute chart on the market. So, you know, you can see like that pattern. It's almost kind of in a way play a little bit like that. So, well, actually I'm looking at ES. So ES time frame is a little bit different. But look at that. So this is the September 23rd, September 24th when SPY was really high. And you can see that's when TTD was really high. And then, you know, you can see the lows over here. And then you can see the lows here. And then, you know, the lows here and the lows here. So in a way, it runs pretty similar. So SPY start breaking out, TTD is most likely going to break out too. Nasty Nate asks, do we see the debt ceiling getting postponed? Took a SPY call at the end of the day. You mean like postponed as in them passing it and getting it through? Let me see the news. Let me check it out. So overall, pretty bullish on TTD. Let me put that in the chart. 71 to 74. Overall bullish. Mix. All right, so I posted that there. Let's check out SPY. What was the news? Senator Baldwin says Democrat intend to take this temporary victory. Let's check it out. See what they're talking about. What's up, man? Yeah, we checked out Levi already. Levi? It was good earnings. Last year's like IPO price was around $20. Stock went to 24. They priced in about 20% growth. So pretty reasonably priced at $24 at the moment. In regards to that earnings. They say if he's calling the shots, it's not a win. Damn, this thing doesn't let me click the link. Oh no, look what they said. White House just came out with this 425. White House says there has been no formal offers from Republicans on raising the debt limit. Says a press release is not a formal offer. Says the best option is not kick the can down the road. That's true. U.S. and Chinese envoy agreed that President Biden will meet President Xi virtually by the end of the year. Market imbalance today was 141 mils to the buy side, pretty low. Hold on, let me go to the Twitch. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull up that article. Oh, let me add Moderna to the list here. I'm gonna check it out for you. All right, I got it. I pulled it up. Senate GOP leader McConnell offers short-term debt ceiling extension following pressure from Biden. Short-term suspension to avert national default. We also allow Democrats to use normal procedures to pass limits in emergency debt extension at fixed dollar amount. Oh man, to protect the Americans from a near-term Democrat-created crisis, we were allowed Democrats to use normal procedure to pass an emergency debt limit extension at a fixed dollar amount to cover the current spending levels into December. All right, so they're saying potentially we could have time till December. So this will cancel out the Democrats' excuse about the time crunch they created and give the unified Democratic government more than enough time to pass standalone debt limit legislations to reconciliation. The development came as President Joe and Democratic leaders in Congress amplified pressure on Republicans to add on the debt limit. So the White House secretary says this guy, they're just playing games. Oh my god, it is so crazy. So they says that most economists says that a U.S. default would spell the economic calamity, and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned Tuesday that she would fully expect a recession if that happens. Biden echoed her on Wednesday, saying that default would lead to self-inflicted wound that risks the market tanking and wiping out savings and costing jobs. Republicans and Democrats have clashed in recent weeks over how best to raise or suspend the federal borrowing limit, and it was not immediately clear if House Speaker Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer would be open to McConnell's potential plan. Dude, it sounds so crazy. Like it sounds so crazy, like what they just said, that what is it? It sounds so extreme, right? When she says that, she if this doesn't happen, she will fully expect a recession, and then and then Biden's like, yo, it's like a self-inflicted wound, risk of the market tanking and wiping up costs, like wiping up savings and jobs. It sounds so extreme, man. But I actually looked into this over like the last 2 days to see like how serious it is, and like is it really really that bad? If you guys want to hear it, let me know. I'll explain a little bit further. But pretty interesting though. Sounds like these politicians are extremely incompetent. When will people wake up? It's always the other team's fault. It's time for us to wake up and realize they're all incompetent, out of touch with the people represent. Oh, 100%, man. I think they are incompetent. So one of the things that like that really like put me on to see how crazy these guys are was when they had this meeting when they interviewed the Robinhood CEO like half a year ago, a few months back, right? The Congress or the or whatever had interview. They put him on blast, right? And they're asking all these dumb questions that doesn't even make sense. Like you're sitting there like, yo, do you even trade? Like, like not do you even trade, but do you even like invest? Do you even like did you even read the summary of what the situation is? Because some of these questions that these senators or like representatives asked at that point in time was so it was so dumb. It was like man, you're looking at like wow, these people are like really really out of touch with reality and society. It's kind of crazy. Twitter selling Mopub. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that a good thing or bad thing for Twitter? Rest of Glass says we need term limits. That's true. A 100%. Option flow for Tilray. Let me get it. All right, so let me give you the basic version of it. So if they were to fail to raise the debt limit, right? If this whole process fails to happen, lately it's been pretty bearish for Tilray, by the way, to answer your question on that. But yeah, Nasty Nate, to give you the quick rundown on what would happen if the debt ceiling fails, and a lot of and like the one of the reasons this never really make it to the news, in the previous years is because it's never gotten to the point where it's so extreme, right? So the debt ceiling has been a thing for quite a while, and every year we just raise it higher and higher, and the reason we do that is because we're spending more and more money, and it's gotten like to the point where we can't pay it. We can never pay off, so naturally we have to raise it up, right? Naturally we have to raise it up because we can, it's impossible to pay off. But at the same time, we also like can't raise it because um, we're just in this crazy cycle, this crazy situation where if we don't raise it, that just means that we got to close down our business. So you know what happens when a business gets into the position where they don't want to borrow any more money to run the business. That business declares bankruptcy. That's what happens when a business gets in a situation where they couldn't or they don't want to borrow more money to try to get back to the break even point. you know um so obviously the ball's gone too far and we're trying to chase it down, but it's been very very hard and we haven't been able to chase it down yet. But it's just the fact that the hope that at some point or another we would be able to chase the ball down, right? So that's why they always raise the debt ceiling, hoping that at some point or another, we would have enough, GDP, to eventually even out the debt. But obviously, that's going to be very hard. But it's just hope. We just want to hope for that. So that's why they always got to raise the debt ceiling. And every time they raise the debt ceiling, it's funded by the government by itself, right? The government has two parts. Um, we have the monetary part, and then we have the Congress part, right? So the federal bank part, they just it's funded. They just like print more bonds, they print more money, and they just make up more stuff, and then they lend it to other people. Other people buy it, like banks. Banks buys a lot of the bonds. Other countries buy and they use it as collateral. So the bonds are equivalent to dollars, equivalent to gold. But if they raise it slowly, it will cause natural inflation, and inflation, the natural inflation of 1 to 3% a year, is what is able to allow us to increase this debt, because it's allow us to print more money. So let's say if inflation goes up 1% every year, that would give us reasonable ability to print, like, a few percent of more money supply every year. So let's say if our money supply was at 10 billion and we printed 1%, we just printed 100 mil, and so on. And the process just keep going, right? So even though it looks like, having too much debt is bad, but at the same time, we can make money, right? Due to inflation. So that's why it's good to have inflation, so they can make this artificial money, as they increase this debt. So technically, the debt is also being paid for by the people, in a way, because the people have to pay for the price of the inflation, right? And then, but the thing is, if they don't raise the debt ceiling, um, like if they don't raise the debt ceiling, then the problem is that everything else that is in the process of making that debt ceiling, viable, the debt viable, would be like, would be done. Um, if they don't raise it, that means they're gonna default on all the bond payments, interest payments, all that stuff. And if all of those happens, then people wouldn't trust the bonds anymore. People would be worried that there could be economic collapse, throughout the world, and it could be, a domino effect to everybody. So if everybody starts worrying about this, then once the time has hit and they don't make that payment, then everybody's gonna start selling off the bonds, right? Because people that bought the U.S. Treasury, they're gonna start selling off. They're gonna try to redeem it for cash, and then they're gonna try to exchange it to another currency or whatever, to whatever they can do to get safe, you know. But the problem is, a lot of the people that also holds the Treasury and bonds is banks as well. So a lot of the banks wouldn't have the liquidity, because one of the ways that banks make money is that they take the cash we give them as clients, right? They take the cash they get from us as clients, and they turn that cash into treasuries and bonds, because treasury and bonds are 100% backed by the dollar, so it's supposed to be an equal exchange. Except when they turn it to treasury and bonds, they're when they swap it, they're getting that interest, right? So they're making interest percentage on our money. That's how they make money off us. That's how banks make money. But because they do it on such a big and wide, basis, and they do it based on the fact that naturally the bonds would never fail. That's the whole point, right? The bonds would never drop in price. That's the whole concept of it. But if if the bond ever does drop in price, if it does, starts to fail, like for example, Evergrande, right? The China real estate developer, their bonds are worth like 20 cents on the dollar, right? If our bonds get to the point where it's worth like 90 cents or 80 cents on the dollar, every single bank would most likely collapse, or 90% of the banks would collapse, because they just lost 20%, you know, and they're gonna start making the run for it, and then everybody's gonna have a fire sale, and they're only making 1% on that 20% loss, right? So they're gonna lose 19%, and that's a big cut to any bank. So it could cause the economic collapse, and then everybody will start making a run to get their money. That, I don't know, maybe they'll transfer it to gold or something, or transfer it to another currency, hoping that other currency wouldn't fail. But that would be pretty ugly if that does happen. That would be the worst case scenario. But I don't think we'll get there. I mean, nobody will be stupid enough to bring us there, I don't think. It's a whole process. You have to really look into it. But it's just the fact that there's so much of the banks and everybody else is involved in the treasury that, if the treasury isn't 100% reliable anymore, nobody would trust it. Check out MRMA. little bit more bearish than bullish on MRMA today on the flow side. I think that's why Bitcoin is running too, Nasty Nate. I wonder that myself. Great minds think alike, right? I thought about that myself. I was like, because you know, we talked about Bitcoin before and how, like, I didn't think it was viable and how I wasn't sure. I didn't think that it had a good chance to succeed. But if there was one thing that would make it succeed, it would be this collapse. It would need, like, for Bitcoin to truly, truly be like a dominant currency, it would need a disaster. It needed like a crazy black swan event. It would need a financial economic collapse, like the Romans, like the Greeks, man. It would have to be something as crazy as that. It wouldn't even be safe havens for institution. It would be like it would maybe be safe haven for like the rich people, like the richest. But keep in mind though, man, inflation and the printing of money and debt, those are something that are essential to how our economy functions right now. If Bitcoin takes over our current currency, there would be no printing of money. There's already a set supply, so since there's no printing of money, there might not be like inflation. It would be deflation only, and that would be a whole other crazy thingy. I don't know about that, man. Where are you from, view up trader? Let me ask you, man. Are you American? Are you in the United States? It's looking like we're gonna hit that level at this point, that 272 level. I was just asking because, to see if you're American or not. But if you're American, bro, I don't know why you would wish for the collapse of America, man. Like, think about it, right? If the dollar collapse, if America collapse, what is gonna happen? What is gonna happen to us, man? Like, if you're wishing for the collapse of America, you better have a bunker, man. You better get like a bunch of land in like Wisconsin or somewhere, like in the middle of like nowhere. Just buy a bunch of land, build yourself like underground bunker, store massive amount of weapons and whatever, build a militia, get your team ready if you're gonna wish for the collapse of America, bro. But otherwise, please, please don't wish for the collapse of America, man. Unless you're gonna be able to stand on top. I'm always I bet on America any day, man. That's why I don't want like I don't mind the market going down. I don't mind the market having a nice correction, right? But I would never wish for the market to fail due to the current situation of the debt ceiling, because that would be a really, really bad collapse. That's true. All empires collapse eventually. You know, man, I was just thinking about that last night. I was talking to Hawaiian Beef, and we were just joking around, and I was like, man, maybe they should. Maybe they should do it. Maybe they should let the stock market fall. Like maybe they should like just epically fail to pass the step ceiling. Then we would have such a fall in the stock market that it would probably go to zero. But honestly, if that even happens, if the stock market starts to drop so hard, I bet you I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now, man. That before they let it go to zero, they're gonna like halt the market. The market is gonna be halted, man. And like nobody's can like pull in or out their cash or just be stuck. It just be stuck, man. I would love to see that one day, honestly. To be like, I'll be able to tell my kids and my grandkids one day and be like, when grandfather was your age, I had seen the stock market freeze, and we couldn't pull our money out. It was all stuck, and we didn't think Bitcoin was a thing, and Bitcoin was only like 55,000. But man, how funny would that be? So if you're bearish on Moderna, I think we're gonna hit that 277, man. Do it. Do it. Break that line and go there. And if that line breaks too, man, holy smokes. If that line breaks, you know where Moderna can go next? Freaking 194. They had some bad news today. They said like people younger than that was born before the years of 1991 or something, there's some crazy side effect or something like that. Did you guys see that? Oh yeah, for you guys that need access to this, let me paste it. '06 and '07. Honestly, I was still in high school at that time. I wasn't old enough to really understand what happened in '06 or '07, honestly. Nah, just kidding, view up trader. I don't. I'm in New York. I don't have land and ammo, man. Let alone we have like 300 square feet to store anything. Let me see. Let me see. MRMA 1991. Or maybe it was the opposite. Let me see. Oh no, it's for people that are born after 1991. The Swedish Health Agency said it would pause using the shot for people born in 1991 and later as data pointed to an increase in myocarditis. I guess like the heart inflammation. Those involve inflammation of the heart and its lining. Dude, maybe this is why I have the issue. I was born in like 90s. This is why I got wrecked when I took the vaccine. I guess they finally realized it now, man. Oh yeah, MKC. Let's take a look at that. That was a pretty good stock. Big down. Oh yeah, Hustling, you had the same issue too, right? If I remember correctly. Yo, depopulation is a good thing. Like, can you imagine if I get depopulated and I pass away? I'd be able to pass my funds onto my next family member, and then they'll be wealthier. That's why it's a good thing. MKC has been dropping a little bit. It's a consumer staple company. Obviously, they naturally go down as the market starts to recover a little bit, because nobody want to be investing in the safest stock, right? When the market is doing good, or they think the market's gonna do good. So that's probably why it came out a little bit. They're also raising dividends in a day or two. So typically that usually causes a little bit sell off after the dividend date. But I think it's gonna come back up. I think it's a good point here. It's pre-COVID levels. Um, I think kind of like what I was talking about Pepsi yesterday. RV Nico, you know how yesterday I was like Pepsi's a good buying opportunity, based on the earnings and all that stuff. Let me check out MRMA's last report again, just to refresh the memory. I mean, not MRMA, MKC. What am I smoking? It's all the vaccines, man. So they have some decrease in EPS, which is reasonable, but they have nice 8% increase in sales, and this is something that this is something that they think they can continue. So I think that's gonna be okay for the company. It's just a matter of time before it finds the recovery and starts that reversal to the upside. I think anything under $80 is just a buying opportunity at this point. How did we get into day trading? I guess I just I've been a long-term investor, man. I started investing for a long time. Ever since I was in high school, I got lucky and I bought, like, had a little money. Took the advice of like my economic teacher at that time, and he had told me he's like, that was when the market had just crashed in 2009 and started to recover a little bit, and 08, 09, and he was like, oh, if you have money, put some money in some stocks and you thank me like 10 years later. I went back to the school, tried to find this guy. He wasn't even there no more, man. Sadly, I lost touch with him though, because he was and it was back in the day before we even had the Facebook and things like that. But I really wish I would have my chance to thank the guy, because he was such a nerdy and quirky teacher, but at the same time that was a really solid advice, and it kind of changed my life in a way. And he kind of just told me to invest, so I invested for a while. I started with $500 and became like thousands, right? And that's kind of how I got addicted to the market and just started investing over time. And then after a trip to Asia in like 15, 16, I started getting into crypto, and crypto was like just the earlier days as that time too. So I came back, got into like mining into crypto and things like that, and that became like a whole nother thing, and that kind of like got me like a lot of funds to start day trading, because that was the super earlier day of crypto. You couldn't go wrong. You could mine any coin and be ultra successful. and then like 17, 18, that was when I left my job and I got deeper into it. But I don't really cut out any of my friends because I involve most of my friends in it. I told them, I always believe in like spreading success, because if you that's the problem, right? If you succeed by yourself, people are always wanna either gonna envy you, or they're gonna try to take you down, right? But if you succeed and you bring other people with you, then everybody grows together, then nobody's gonna ask you for money because everybody's gonna be making money. So that's why I always believe in like helping everybody succeed as a team, like especially if it's like my close group friends. I'm always making sure we succeed as a team, so this way nobody ever have to be hurting. Food for thought, though. But I mean, yo, if they start bothering you for money, just just tell them you don't make money. My first call was purple and got 300% gains, but the first one is always free. Facts. I remember one of my first plays was Tesla options and went crazy. I remember I made so much money that week. I was on the cruise in like Bermuda or something, and and like, and man, I blew so much money because because like because I think I put like $5,000 in Tesla, right? And it was one of those weeks where like Elon Musk smoked weed on Joe Rogan's podcast or something, and it moved in the direction I want. So it went from like $5,000 to like 30,000 or something. And I was like, oh snap, I'm making it. So then I started blowing so much money on the cruise. I was like, we were doing like snorkeling. We went to do like every excursion there was. I even booked like those like expensive dinner on the cruise. Like they have free dinners on the cruise, right? But then but then I was like, nah, forget the free dinner, man. I just made like 25G. Forget the free dinner. Let me go book like these exclusive dinners. Oh man. Fun times. Those were fun times, man. You know what, RB Nickel? Let me give you some inspiration though. I know you're getting a little bit scared of holding these drops. So anytime you feel like that, man, just remember Costco. Just remember Costco. So this is let me find the Costco pre-COVID level, right? So Costco's pre-COVID or high was somewhere around here, I think. Um, no, my bad. It's somewhere around here. It's gone so far up, I lost track of it. But anyways, it was somewhere around here, right? Those are the pre-COVID highs for Costco wholesales, and it had that earnings. It plummeted through those levels, and a lot of people were shook, man. We were all shook. We were like, wow, 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 what happened? But then I remember, man. Like that's what you call a buying opportunity. You want to buy when other people are fearful and sell when other people are greedy. So ideally, we're looking for a move kind of like this for MKC to happen. Looking for that, V-shaped recovery at some point or another. Just look for those buying opportunities when it becomes a discount, because every once in a while things get like fundamentally, discounted, and that's some of the best opportunities ever, man. I love those opportunities. Yo, let me go to Stop and Shop later. I'll help you out too, man. I'll buy some spices as well. I got you, buddy. Glutes and hams? Why? Because you sit around all day? Just get a standing desk, bro. Get a standing desk. Standing desks are hella cheap now. They're like $300 or less. Some of them. They even have like the auto, up and down and stuff now. All right. So we checked out the earnings for today. Let me check out STZ real quick. Do you guys have any stocks you guys want us to take a look at or go over? Yo, this is facts. That is so true. Oh man, Kip. I don't think. No, man, chill. No, you guys don't want that, man. You know how crazy it would be if an AI run the government? Like, even for me, like, for example, right? I'm a logical thinker, okay? And if I was an AI, and if an AI was even think like, let's say if it was even think close to me, right? Like logically, AI is gonna think logically, right? Um, you know what would happen when COVID happens? AI would let people die, man, because it would look for it would look for the best, ways for a society. It would isolate certain areas and then let the other areas just go crazy and wiped out. There's a good show about that. So it's like called like Person of Interest, I think, about like how AI would run the world and things like that. Yeah, and definitely all the old people are screwed. That's true. I mean, hell, even I said that last time. Like last year, I was like, it's at that point. You got to do with the best interests for everybody to a certain extent. But that's what AI would do. It sounds good in thought for a second, but honestly, it's really, really scary. I wouldn't be surprised to see us get to that point though, because I remember seeing some shows about that already. I don't know if it was like a show or a movie where like AI has some decisions as well, and then like the other political party has the other part of this decision. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that someday. A lot of the a lot of the stuff that we see in movie eventually becomes inspiration, and like eventually like becomes part of it. Oh snap! I forgot to check out CPRX. My bad. I thought we had no stock left. Looks like a big gapper. It's about to hit the resistance up here at 620s. Oh snap, you hear me eating? I was just eating Cheez-Its. Damn, I thought I was eating far away enough that nobody would hear me. So it looks like this company has a huge catalyst, started moving to the upside. Max potential probably about 623-ish. If you gotten in like anywhere in the earlier lower part, this is probably a good area to start taking profit, man, before it becomes the next like CEI. Yeah, cheese is pretty addicting, man. Sorry, man, didn't mean to make you hungry. Wait, looking for 750? Is there a short interest on that? CPRX. Short interest is only 5%. What's the news behind the breakout? Looking for the 750 level. It depends. It's possible. But I feel like any point right here, it's like the risk and reward doesn't seem to make sense at this point. Oh, Party City. Check that out. Ooh. Let me check what the short interest on Party City is. Haven't looked at this for a long time. Yo, we used to have this other guy that come in. His screen name was like Party City something, like Party City stockholder or something like that. So this looks like we got some sweep for the $8 the other day. On the first, company has only a 7% short interest right now. So not much potential for a short squeeze. If you think that it could potentially run up because of like Halloween season, Thanksgiving, all that stuff, this could be a potential opportunity over here. If you think there's opportunity for the upside. On the half-day chart, it looks pretty interesting. I like that little bit reversal here. So kind of want to look for that continuation. Need to be above like 721 tomorrow to kind of see that continuation to the upside. If you're bullish, it could easily take this up to, I don't know, let me see where this line leads. This opportunity there. I don't know. I feel like the head and shoulder is setting up at the same time as well. I think there's a potential head and shoulder setup there. We can validate that tomorrow if we continue to break above here. That could potentially take it back to the $860 range as well. So those are the two possibilities that could happen with Party City. But I do like this move here. It does look very interesting. So two possibilities there, depending on which side you want to play. If you're bullish, A60 is next. Good luck with that trade, man. Let me check out CEI real quick. I heard it wrecked a bunch of people yesterday. God damn. And we talked about this too the other day. When did we even talk about that? Right here. Yo, did we call that or what? And I hate to be right on that too, because like I wasn't in that trade on the upside or the downside, but I'm sure a lot of people got hurt bag holding. But it's just gotta remember, man, these are the lessons that you gotta learn. You know, anytime you see a stock that's ran so much and that's like, you know, ran so far away, don't try not to get on that train. It's kind of a good area to bounce today, though. Look at that bounce on the yellow line right here. Nice move there. What did the Ortex data say? Why did they even dump the other day? Oh, I hate that site. Oh. What's up, 1-800-COLLECT? Got halted like 3 times. 298% increase in short interest. They didn't do any share offering. Usually they do share offering and usually dumps. But I'm surprised they even dumped on short report. Usually that doesn't happen. The short percentage is 5%. That's crazy. Where did WAGs get in at? I see the nice level over here, 87 cents. If you wanted to catch a knife, that was a level there. On the daily chart, it's done that before too. Last time it hit off that level, came back, bounced off that bottom range there. So I guess, did it bounce to 145 today? Oh no, we're still at a pretty low level. Let me see. So it hit like $1.03, came back to like 160s, coming back to 90s right now. This could be another bounce opportunity. It could probably come back to like 109s, maybe even like $1.37. $1.45 is one of the max targets. I think this 87 cents area is a pretty good opportunity back to like 130s. It's already a nice 50-cent move. It's a big move there, but it's not something I'd be crazy about trading. I hate trading these, but perspectives right there. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. I'm gonna end it here. We'll be back tomorrow on. Oh, Wags was in. Damn, you guys heard the background noise? The hell? The suppression isn't working on this mic now for some reason. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even look for the gap fill. It would just be whoops. It would just be, strictly based on the fact of moving averages and stuff. Okay, we'll be back here tomorrow. Look at some of the other earnings reports. And we'll check out Tilray, Lamb Western, Conagra, and Helen Troy tomorrow. Other than that, have a good day, guys. Hopefully, the market can continue to move back up, and everyone that's long sees some recovery. For the shorts, I don't know. Good luck. Take care and have a good night, guys.